Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Indian School of Physics. This is Nitin here, and today again I have come up with very nice problem. Conceptually it is very rich, I must say, and its name is rolling off two inclined cylinders and concepts of physics in depth. So here in this video we are going to discuss these concepts of rotational mechanics in very much in detail, because slightly this problem is different from the regular ones in rotation we encounter. So let's discuss. Here it is. So this question originally is taken from Pathfinder book, and it has appeared in one of the Olympiad, but all the concepts are within JEE domain, I'll say. So let's read this question. A cylinder P of radius RP is being rotated at a constant angular velocity omega p j cap with the help of a motor about its axis that is fixed. Another cylinder Q of radius RQ, free to rotate about its axis, that is also fixed, is touched with and pressed on P, making an angle theta between their axes. Soon after the cylinders are pressed against each other, a steady state is reached and the cylinder Q acquires a constant angular velocity. What can you conclude when the steady state is reached? Find angular velocity of cylinder Q is omega Q, the unit vector of frictional force on cylinder Q. So these are the two parts which we have to solve here, and I have added few more parts which I'll read later on. First we are going to solve these two parts first, and then one by one we will discuss these three parts which I have added. So here it is. So before I discuss concept, I'll just want to tell you why I picked this problem for discussion, because the standard concept is one thing, but how to apply is completely a different game, and you are going to see that in this particular question, that how to apply a certain concept in a different way. So here it is. If two surfaces are in contact under no slipping conditions, then the velocity of point of contact of each surface will have same value. However, accelerations of point of contact of two surfaces may have different values. So we have seen this statement many times, and if there are two rigid bodies and they are in contact with each other, then I can say here that the contact points P1 and P2, as you can see, these 2 points are going to have same velocity if these two bodies are under no slipping conditions. So how to apply this particular concept in case of two inclined cylinders, that is what we have to see, and slightly it is different from the regular methods. So that's the reason I chose this problem, and let's see here. So what we are going to do is, we are going to choose one point on the periphery of cylinder P at the contact point, which is somewhere here. So this point on the upper surface, outer surface, which is towards us, corresponding to this point, there is going to be another point where cylinders are touching. I am going to choose that point. Similarly here, corresponding to this point, other side, there is going to be another point here. This point and this point is going to touch each other. At this point of intersection, I have to apply condition of no slipping. So I am going to draw the two diagrams, two cylinders separately, and then I'll be discussing about it. So as you can see here, this first cylinder, it is rotating with omega p. So the point on the surface will be having velocity of omega p rp. That's very simple. Vector v is equal to omega cross r I am applying. Similarly, it is given that in steady state, this cylinder Q, it is reaching angular velocity of omega q. So definitely this velocity of point P2, which is actually the below surface, and it is going to have linear velocity of Vp is equal to Vp2 is equal to omega q times rq. All right, v equal to r omega. I'm applying one more time. Now if you see carefully, the point P1, which is maintained by a motor, it is having velocity in this direction, and here this point, this cylinder Q, which is also held by some agent is holding it, and he is maintaining that inclination of the axis, therefore the velocity of this P2 is going to be in different direction. So if you see, this velocity and this velocities are going to be in different direction. Under this condition, if I have to apply condition of no slipping, please look carefully here. Agent is maintaining this linear velocity omega p rp, so it is going to have an overall velocity of this point is in this direction, which is developing due to friction. So this value is always constant, this value is always constant, this component, and this component has increased from 0 to this particular value. So it is increasing slowly. So at a time when this component is going to be equal to this one, the slipping stops here. There will not be any relative slipping between P1 and P2. That is the concept here. I hope you are able to understand. This value was constant all the time because agent is maintaining it. When another agent is touching this cylinder Q with P, holding this axis as it is, we know the velocity of P2 is going to be in this direction, but P2 is going to gain velocity from 0 to this value, 0 to some value. Its velocity is going to increase because of friction. So soon one point will come when this component and this component becomes equal. This is the moment when rolling will you can say slipping will stop, or there will not be any slipping between cylinder P and cylinder Q. So for no slipping, I can just say omega q rq, this is going to be equal to omega p rp cos theta. So I know the value of omega q, which is omega p rp cos theta by rq. All right, now I have to find the direction of it. I can easily say that this direction is going to be along the axis. All right, so here this unit vector is n cap, let's say. So I am drawing here xy axis, and cylinder axis is inclined at an angle of theta. So I can easily find out the unit vector in this particular direction, that is cos of this angle I cap plus sine of this angle j cap, so which is going to be sine theta I cap plus cos theta j cap. So when I substitute this value here in n cap, I am going to get vector omega q is equal to omega p rp cos theta by rq, this is the magnitude, times unit vector, that is sine theta I cap plus cos theta j cap. This is the vector form of omega q. Now the second part of this question was direction of friction on the cylinder Q. So we can give this argument and directly we can write this direction of friction, or we can use the relative velocity concept also, that friction is going to act opposite to relative velocity. So here you can see this statement: since in steady state cylinder Q is rotating with constant angular velocity, therefore torque due to friction will be 0 on it. This gives the information that friction of cylinder Q must be along the axis of it so that it can provide 0 torque. So this Fr cap must be equal to n cap, and I can say it is sine theta I cap plus cos theta j cap. Directly I can say, or I can use the relative motion concept, and friction acts opposite to V relative. So here I can say this Vp2 Vp2 with respect to P1, so velocity of point P2 with respect to P1, I can say Vp2 minus Vp1. Vp2 was in this direction, value was omega qrq, and Vp1 was in this direction, value was omega prp. When I take two components, this is cos theta component and this is omega prp sin theta, this is sin theta component. So I have to subtract this, so this and this will cancel each other, this and this will cancel each other. So Vp2 minus Vp1 is actually this side with the negative sign, means its direction is this way. This is the relative velocity direction. So friction on cylinder Q must be opposite to it, which is the direction of n cap. All right, so these are the two arguments which we are using here. So that's it. The pathfinder question was this much only. However, I have added few parts, so please have a look. Let's discuss those points also. 3 questions I have added into this. That is, if mass of cylinder Q is m, then what will be the angular momentum of cylinder Q after steady state is reached? Second is, what is the total work done by the friction on the cylinder Q up to steady state? And third is, how much instantaneous power external agent must supply in order to maintain the constant angular velocity of cylinder P after steady state is reached, if the friction force has a magnitude of F after the steady state. So let's discuss the angular momentum part. So here it is, calculation of angular momentum of Q. So it's a very simple part. Here I can simply say L of cylinder Q, it is simply I axis times omega of Q, because this cylinder is in pure rotation about this. So I axis times omega of Q. I axis is known to you, that is m r square by 2 formula I'm applying for cylinder Q, and omega Q, its magnitude was omega P rp cos theta by rq, and its direction was sin theta I cap plus cos theta j cap. So when I substitute this, I am going to get LQ as m rq rp omega p cos theta by 2 sin theta I cap plus cos theta j cap. This is the answer for angular momentum of Q about the axis. Alright, second part, the calculation of work done by friction on Q. Now on the cylinder Q, let's discuss what all forces are acting. So one force is friction, one force is normal reaction, and there is third one who is maintaining this axis, and that is agent force. Some external agent is applying, but he is holding this axis at rest. And if he is holding this axis at rest, so we can say that point of application of this agent force is not moving at all. Definitely it is fixed. So work done by that agent is going to be 0. Work done by normal is 0. So if I apply work energy theorem, the only force which I am left with is friction. So I can simply write it as K final minus K initial, which is change in kinetic energy. I'm applying work energy theorem here. So initial kinetic energy of cylinder Q was 0. So finally this kinetic energy is going to be half I axis omega Q square. Omega Q value is known to us, I axis is known to us. We have used these values in finding angular momentum. So here when I substitute the values, final answer I'm going to get for the friction as half m rp square omega p square cos theta. This is going to be the answer for W friction, and friction is going to do the positive work done on it. Next part is power supplied by external agent to maintain constant angular velocity. See, continuously friction will try to reduce the omega of it, but agent is supplying his own energy, that motor is supplying his own energy in order to maintain this constant angular velocity. So we can say after steady state is reached, in that situation, this power of agent, numerical value of this will be power supplied by the friction force. Friction will supply negative power, agent must supply positive power in such a way that overall power is 0, because its omega is constant, angular velocity is constant, so there is no change in kinetic energy. Definitely net work done on cylinder P is also 0. Alright, so here this P agent, I can say, taught you to friction. The friction is acting in opposite direction on cylinder P. On Q it was acting in this direction, so on P it is acting in completely in opposite direction. So here this friction is going to have two components, F sin theta, Fr sin theta, and Fr cos theta. So Fr cos theta is parallel to axis, doesn't provide any torque, cannot do work. So this component of force, it is going to do the work, and this component is Fr sin theta. So its torque is going to be Fr sin theta times Rp. So this is the torque here times omega P. This is going to be the instantaneous power supplied by the agent in order to maintain that omega after steady state is reached. So this is it. All the parts have been done. I hope you have understood this question and you have enjoyed. because the most important part here was this, how to apply this condition of no slipping in such situation. So that's the reason I said question is quite different from the regular ones. And if you want one more similar question, that is double cone rolling on each other, I have uploaded that video earlier, and its link is given in the description. So I'll request viewers to go through it in order to develop a better understanding of rolling body with the curvatures on each other. So they have completely different dynamics. If you have enjoyed this video, please give a like, share it with your friends and teachers, and if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe it. Leave your comments, what do you feel about this problem, and I'll be coming back very soon again with a new problem. Thank you very much.